What is going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to take a look at the all-new 2025 World Football FX box from Futera. This is the Series 2 release and dropped for $135 on the Futera website last week. Resale for these is around the $180 to $190 mark at the moment, plus or minus, and we're here to show you guys what this product's all about. So let's get right into it, guys. If you enjoy this kind of content, want to see more, consider dropping a like down below and subscribing if you haven't already. It really helps out the channel, and really helps us grow, and helps with YouTube algorithms and all that awesome stuff. And when you click on eBay search links on this page and make a purchase, it can result in us earning a commission, which also supports us in the long run as part of the eBay Partner Network. All right, so we have a pack in there. Let me show you guys all the sides of the box. This should be a 10x5 format, 50 cards total. You might get fewer cards if you get maybe like an extra like patch or insert or whatever, but Futera FX. Let's put this in the back, and we should be getting 3 numbered cards per box, 2 numbered base and 1 numbered insert, in addition to a either a special insert, is going to be super low numbered usually, a mem or a on-card auto. And in terms of parallels, I'll put up a reference table on the screen for you guys to help visualize what we know so far with a comparison to the last release as well. So yeah, even though the base parallels look very similar in print run, the set size actually increased from 250 cases to 375 cases total, which is a massive 50% increase from the last release, unfortunately. But as with most Futera products, the cases are going to have 4 mini cases within them, and then 4 boxes within those as well. So 16 of these boxes per master case. And something else that they brought back is going to be the serial numbered boxes, which consists of the reds, which are out of 3, gold boxes out of 2, and the ultimate diamond 1-to-1 boxes. We see some crazy stuff come out of those. So if you get one of them, consider yourself extremely lucky, since they are going to fall 1 in every 1,000 boxes for this specific set. And yeah, please send us pictures or videos of the hits on Instagram or Discord. Link description down below for that as well. Would love to see what's inside those boxes for this specific set, because they are kind of different every single release. But all right, let's get right into pack number 1 and see how we can start things off. All right, Dembele. You guys think he's going to win the Golden Ball? We will find out. All right, here's a landscape, and then this is what the back is going to look like. For those, there's a lot of color on the front. Big fan of that. And Paolo Maldini. This is, of course, the base, and this is what the back looks like for those. Bernardo Silva. Amazing imagery, guys. Absolutely amazing. We have a thick pack here. We're going to leave that to the end. It usually has like something more special in it compared to all these other packs. We have Icardi here, and Modric. Welcome to AC Milan, buddy. Lautaro Martinez. It's a great image of him. Big fan of the landscapes, because they do kind of maybe, at least for the team FX sets, they do zoom in to the player's face compared to the portrait or vertical base card. But all right, looks like we have our first numbered card here. We have Ferland Mendy, Bobby Firmino, and then Platini. Love the mix of throwbacks and modern players. Ethan Muneri. And behind Bobby, that's got to be Hulit. I can't think of any other player other than Hulit with that haircut. But 6 of 6. All right. I think the highest you can go for a numbered base is 22 based on the table. So we got lucky with this one. 6 out of 6. This is going to be pink or quartz or whatever they want to call it at this point. Futera has not confirmed 100% for this set, but here's our first SSP. You're not guaranteed something that low numbered, especially if you get like a patch or on-card auto. But if you don't get either of those, you will get a special insert that is going to be numbered lower than 10, is my understanding. There's Ederson, Gareth Bale. Absolutely love the images they use for these. At this point, I don't want to sound like a broken record, but the licensing, I mean, as soon as they get licensing, it's going to be a massive, massive game changer. We all understand the prowess of design capability for Futera, the way they use the foil, the way they kind of just outline and place all the images on their cards is just absolutely amazing. We're just missing one little element. I wish there was a crest on his shirt. 2 out of 22. All right, so we did end up getting the highest numbered parallel. So we're going to be getting one more numbered card, and it should be an insert. based on the explanation on the website. There's Frimpong. I think he recently had like a goal that was a unintentional cross. There's Eden Hazard. I know I'm doing this from the back. I thought it was going to be a numbered card, but it is just a horizontal Ilkay Gundogan. And in terms of more FX sets, we did see the Liverpool, Arsenal, and then Barcelona, obviously, which were very, very popular. So we are going to be reviewing Newcastle, Marseille, and what other team is going to come out? Tottenham? Do we say Tottenham or Newcastle? Anyway, Tottenham, Newcastle, Marseille, and I think München Gladbach as well. Those are all the licenses Futera usually has. Well, let's take a look at these last 3 packs. N'Golo Kante. Man, these cards are just next level. Cannot stress that enough. Thibaut Courtois. Mo Salah. Okay, maybe not so much of this one. This is a little awkward. But David Alaba. For the most part, we're not getting any repeats of base as well. So I feel like, and based on what we ripped live yesterday, in a full mini case, you typically will not get a repeat base. All right, this guy, I still can't believe he left the EPL, but it is what it is. The man's got to do what he's got to do, and I think he got an assist, technically. In his first match. What is this going to be? Oh, is this going to be on-card auto? Yeah, it looks like an on-card auto. We're gonna let it sit to the very end. Zico, please show us a nasty on-card here. All right, which means this is going to be a special insert. I don't know if it's going to be SSP. We'll find out together. There's a Griezmann. We have Yaya Toure, throwback. We have Saka here, landscape, and we have Hakimi. So it looks like some ocean waves on the back or something like that. Not 100% sure what you want to call that, but it is 2 out of 15. All right, since we got an on-card auto, this is not going to be the SSP special. This is kind of goes with these. So you get 2 numbered base and then 1 regular numbered insert. And this should be like 100 point. Let's actually find a 100 point top loader there. It should, yep, that's perfect for it. So I put these in regular top loaders, 35 points, and then these 100 point. And the patches should, at least from what we've seen, the patches should be like 120 to 130 point. And this on card is also probably going to be 100 points. So let's see. Wait, it literally has the name at the top. Nigel Winterburn. All right, it's not a Lamine auto, but defender for England. And Nigel Winterburn signed this card on 29th of March 2025. Wow, extremely recently, I guess. London, England being limited number. True collector's item, 4 out of 5. All right, probably not for a collector like myself, but if you guys are a fan of this guy, let me know. We can probably figure something out. They do have a lot of English national autos because it makes sense, you know, Futera is a English company. But let's do a quick recap and then give our thoughts on this product, guys. So we did get the 2 numbered base out of 6 and out of 22. And then we had the numbered insert, Hakimi here, out of 15. And we ended up getting an on-card auto. These are usually like 1 per mini case, so like 1 in 4 boxes. So it was nice to get one, but I wish it was someone else. Anyway, how do we feel about this set, guys? It's going to be very similar to the last release, but for, you know, different reasons. And here's the overall rating up on the screen for you guys to see all the elements that we're going to talk about here, all the similarities and differences. But starting with the design, you know, it's absolutely beautiful. It's just a shame that it's still an unlicensed product. No point in going into more detail with that. We've talked about it a million times, but at least they do have the licensed club sets. Those are absolutely amazing. But here's what's going to hold back this release just a little bit, in my opinion. For starters, the base set size increased by almost 60%, which led the print run to go up by 50%. And like we mentioned earlier, we went from like 250 cases to 375 cases from the last FX release. So it's going to be a bit harder to pull stuff that you're chasing, of course. But, you know, they also added Lamine Yamal on-card autos, which is probably why everything went up. In terms of launch price, though, stayed the same. But basically, since this is like an FX set, you're not going to be guaranteed a mem or on-card auto, and you can still end up with a, you know, special low-numbered insert without a mem or an on-card auto. We weren't fortunate enough to get an on-card auto here, but it's not going to be the case for most boxes. and definitely something that you'd see in like the Futera unique World Football boxes. Those are guaranteed like a mem or on-card, but that's a completely different product. So could this be cheaper? Sure. Did they add Pele patches that weren't part of the last release? Also yes. So it's really up to you and like what you're chasing from these boxes, but the ceiling has gone up just a bit. So based on all this information, the set is basically heavily contingent on how Aluminium All performs in the long run. At least that's how it seems at this point, especially in the market with products from Panini and Topps as well. And another thing that is holding this back that I do want to mention like just a little bit is the good auto and like good mem ratio being slightly lower than the last release as well. So they added Lamine Yamal, they added Pele, and they added some other players, but they also added quite a few other fillers as well. But if you do get a nice on-card auto, it is going to be guys like Lamine Yamal, Ronaldinho, Stevie G, David Villa, Xavi, Cole Palmer, and quite a few big names as well. In addition to some match-worn patches from Messi, CR7, Pele, and Maradona. And yeah, I'm glad they decided to keep the serial numbered boxes as well. We've never pulled one personally, so I'd love to have that experience someday. Who knows if it's ever going to happen. But yeah, Futera does have a dedicated following around the world, so that's always a plus. But that is pretty much it, guys. Just going to leave things at that. Hope you enjoyed this video, found it helpful. Thanks for watching. Stick around for more content, group breaks, and giveaways. And as always, we'll see you in the next one.